Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you're well. In today's video I'm going to be creating my very own Christmas cards. I'm not the best at sending out Christmas cards. Normally I leave it to the last minute or don't bother at all, but this year I am super in the festive spirit. I'm recording this voiceover on the 24th of November and I've had my tree up for a couple of weeks now, so I'm really excited for Christmas this year. I think because my niece and nephew are both of an age where they're going to get a bit of enjoyment out of it. They're both up and about and mobile, and my nephew, he's just turned 2 and my niece has just turned 1. So yeah, it's just going to be a much more exciting Christmas this year. She was a baby last year, so yeah, I'm buzzing for Christmas. So the plan is to create these abstract pieces and then cut them up and stick them onto cards. And so I've got out the Winsor & Newton acrylic paper. This is the A5 size. I was using A4 throughout Peachtober. Yeah, so I'm just painting on a bunch of different colours. I've got a colour palette in mind with these blues and pinks and purples. It's kind of wintry, festive. I didn't want to go red and green because I didn't think that would look too good, but yeah, this kind of wintry festive look with my white splodges on it, using the pouring medium and white paint, and then yeah, just mixing things up. I started with this kind of horizontal brushstroke type thing going on and then changed my mind and completely messed it up with going mad and going all over the place. I am using the iridescent medium in these pieces that I used in a recent piece where I was testing it out. Kind of figured out that using it on its own works quite well, so I add in some layers throughout this piece and the coming 2 pieces that I make as well, where I just use the iridescent medium on its own, and I am mixing it in with some of the coloured paint as well, so there should be some layers of the colour that are shimmery and some layers where it is just like the translucent iridescent medium. Apologies if you can hear kind of rumbling in the background. It's the 24th of November, as I said, which means we are in Storm Bert in the UK, or Storm Bert is rolling around us. Very high winds, and yeah, we had a power cut most of the day today, which was kind of annoying, but luckily Dad's got a generator going, so we were able to get back up and running. I'm hoping the winds will die down by like midnight at the latest and we'll be able to get a good night's sleep, so we'll see. There we go, we're now on to the second piece. I'm mostly just using up the leftover paint from the previous piece. I don't think I intended to create 3 pieces as I end up doing. I think it was literally just there was a load of paint left on my palette and I needed to keep using it up, and I didn't quite work it out right at the end of this piece either, so I had to do another one. A lot more messy with this one, a lot darker colours. I think I end up with a lot higher contrast in this one. I think it all just ends up working out a lot better than the previous one. But I really like how all 3 turned out. I actually like how all 3 turned out so much that I was a bit sad to have to cut them up at the end, so I went on to do a couple more pieces actually today on the day of recording the voiceover of this. I think it's a week or so since I actually painted these, so today I've gone and painted something similar inspired by these. I thought I would use the palette knife for a bit and add some different texture in, and then I changed my mind completely and stuck to the paintbrush. I think it works really well adding in the white for a bit of like extra contrast, and adding in the white dots and splats and whatever as well works really well because it's kind of like festive, Christmassy, snowy kind of abstract scenes that end up being in the final shapes, and the dots really add to that. There's no like composition to these pieces because I'm conscious that I'm going to be chopping them up anyway and just selecting little sections that I like, and I just want to have as much variety in each section when I cut them out. So yeah, on to the third piece. Again, using up what's left on my palette, starting with those darker colours and then building up to the lighter ones. The blue in this piece, like the main blue in this piece, the one that I'm painting with now, is like my favourite. It's turquoise blue from the range like Cheapy Paints, and I love it. It looks so good mixed with white as well, like the lighter tones of that blue. So mixing that with another much lighter turquoisey blue from the Pebeo paints, it's kind of a bit iridescent. They look lovely together. I really love blues, and I think they all work really well alongside the pinks and purples as well. Adding in lots of dots there. Some of them are white, some of them are iridescent medium. And this last few bits, I'm just trying to use up what's left of the paint on my palette. I wasn't going to be making another one of these, so I just wanted to get it gone. Okay, so I ordered one of these little gadgets off of Amazon that is just a little hole punch, but it's a 2-inch circle. I thought that would be good to cut those out, and then I can use them to make baubles on the cards. So there's a lot of footage that I cut out of this where I'm trying to work out where to place the hole punch to make sure that it's not going over the edge of the paper, and there's a few times where I got it a bit wrong, so some of those circles have got some straight edges, which is a bit annoying, and it's such a shame that there's so much waste doing this because you've got to cut it all off to then get into the middle, and yeah, there's just so much space around each circle. So I have kept all of the stuff that's left over and put it in a folder, so maybe I'll use it one day. But this was quite hard doing this, it's because it's quite thick paper. You have to use quite a force to crunch it down. And then I'm trying to work out how many baubles per piece of card I'm going to use, and then I'm pairing them up. The first piece that I created was quite low contrast, so there's a bit of variation in all the different baubles. Some of them are more one colour with not much to them, so I'm glad I used the iridescent medium, because those ones that are one colour have got a bit of like added something different in them with the iridescent medium. And there we go, I'm using the straight edge bauble and just putting it at the bottom of the piece of paper. I experimented with a few different designs at the beginning of this. I've cut out quite a lot of that footage because some of them look terrible. But yeah, I ended up doing these two little horizontal lines for where the string attaches to the bauble, and then the string straight up. There were some where I did like a little bow at the top of the bauble, which I didn't think looked that good, and somewhere I wrote Merry Christmas like at the top of the card, which didn't look that good either. And then because I spent so long, wrote it out so many times, Merry and Christmas, I started to go mad and question how it was spelled. And there was a couple of times that I asked Siri how to spell Christmas, and I think even at one point I'd completely lost the plot and asked it how to spell Merry. So there we go. There was actually one card where I spelled Christmas without the R, so yeah, that one is in the discard pile. I did manage to squeeze an R in, it just doesn't look very good. Yeah, I worked out a system in the end and it ended up looking okay. The glue that I'm using I bought because I was planning on doing some paper crafts at some point, and it's a really strong glue, it dries quite quickly as well, so I enjoyed using that. And then I decided to get the Posca pens out and see if it would work having like extra dots or little dashes on the cards, or whether it would make it look too busy. I wasn't sure that it worked too well, so I tested it out on the cards which I didn't think looked too good. The ones where I'd made the mistake with the spelling, or yeah, where I'd done the bows instead of the little horizontal lines. Yeah, all written Merry Christmas up the top. It doesn't look good, does it? There we go, there's my little collection of Christmas cards ready to send out, and I really regretted putting them all in their envelopes like this, or just like slotting them in like that, because I don't know if the glue hadn't dried properly or if the pouring medium hadn't dried properly. A combination of that mixed with them being right next to the adhesive part of the envelope, you know, the bit that you lick, meant that they all then got stuck to the envelope. So I had to go through them all, unsticking them, and then cleaning off where the residue of the envelope had stuck to the baubles. Ugh, it was a nightmare. So yeah, don't do that. Make sure your things are fully dry before you even put them in the envelope like this. But yeah, not bad for like an afternoon's work. I thought it'd be a fun little thing to do and film for you guys, so maybe you would be inspired to create your own Christmas cards. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!